Hello everyone, my name is Gibbs and welcome back to a brand new video. Now today is a different one. I thought we'd go and take a trip down memory lane today and talk about the types of things I experienced, or things that generally happened to me or experienced at school, British secondary school. Now if you're not from here and you're from America, for example, secondary school is like high school. It's high school. But we call it secondary school because we're different. We like to be. Anyway, we're going to trip down memory lane and thought, let's talk about the types of things you experience in a British secondary school. Now, I've done one of these videos before. I'm going to bring a lot more to these in the channel because I quite like these type of things. So yeah, I thought let's just go through and see if any of you guys relate to it. Obviously, it's happened to you, and let's just get into the video. So, the first thing, by the way, I'm feeling ill, so that's why I sound like a sniffing old man. The first thing that I'll talk about, what happens in secondary school, fights. Now, fights are a different breed of things. Now, what you'd see in a school fight anyway, not a normal fight, because a school fight is not a normal fight, that's definitely it for sure. The two people that were having a fight would start off going into the place that they're going to. That's the hardest bunch of people in the world, because they want to be, because they're about to have a fight. Of course they're going to act like it, aren't they? They go into the place that they're fighting, and then they start fighting, and then the whole school jumps in. Not jumps into the fight, but literally is just swarming them. Just all around them, like a fucking rap battle. It's all around them. Literally every single student around the area runs to the fight. Rushes it, races it. And they're all around it, literally covered. The playground is literally covered in students, in school kids, teenagers, and whatever. Surrounding them. You have to go and watch. If it's a school fight, you have to go and watch. That's just, I think it's a legal thing. If you don't watch it, you're not cool. You don't have to be cool to watch it because everyone watches it anyway. And I watched it. I'm not cool. There you go. And there we go. They would be there. Everyone would be in the fight, and then here comes the brain teachers, the teachers to save the day. They run in. They're like, go away, telling the students to clear the area. And then they're like, to the fighters, they split it up. Other kids are trying to split it up as well. They split it up. One's busted open. They're taking them somewhere, and it's like, well, that was anticlimactic because nothing really happened. Nothing happens in fights. There is not a knockout. There is nothing. School fights are talked about most of the time, but never actually never actually come from anything or come to anything. You know, there's no evidential knockout. Sometimes a busted lip. That's about it. Yeah. Boom. You know what I mean? There's that. The next thing that always happens in secondary school is the supply teacher conundrum. Now, what I mean by that is who you're gonna get. Now, everyone, when they know their teacher's not there, and the main teacher's not there, immediately the conundrum begins. The day starts. The lesson is today. You check and you notice that the teacher, your main teacher that is in that lesson, is not here. Then your brain goes, it's like, okay, who are we gonna get? Who are we gonna get? Are we gonna get her? Him? Who are we gonna get? Please tell me we're gonna get her. Please tell me we're gonna get him. Oh, not him. Please, not him. Not her. Oh no. And it starts to go in a mind fuck. And it all comes down to the lesson you're in. You get into the lesson. You sit down. You're waiting. And all of a sudden, in comes the worst supply teacher in the world. Instantly, you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, really? And you're like, well, that was a fucking waste of time thinking about that. And then you realise the other class, without a main teacher, has got the supply teacher you want. You're there thinking, for fuck's sake, really? and then she's hammering on. Similar to the supply teacher conundrum, the supply teacher types of supply teachers. You get the laid back ones who don't care about the lesson, which you're not going to learn a lot from. Supply teachers you don't learn a lot from anyway. They're not exactly the greatest teachers. You don't learn a lot from the supply teachers because they come in. One of them is either really laid back and just says get on with what you were doing last time, sits back and gets on with his work, or you got the ones that want to do everything and control it like their own class all the time. They come in, they sit down, they've got the laptop open, sorted in their computer. The supply teachers that have their own logins to the computer always know you're like, okay, here we go. This is it. This is big time. They got the computer open. They get whatever's there. The teachers literally gave them the work, but no, I'm doing this my own way. She opens it. She's like, yep, that's it. There we go. She starts bossing people around. Do that. No one's gonna listen. Everyone loves it when a supply teacher comes in because they know they are not going to control a class of literal people. Just don't care when a supply teacher comes in. As soon as the supply teacher comes in, that's it for the supply teacher. They are no longer going to be in control of this class because you're a supply teacher. Literally, that's the image you get, and it's the funniest thing in the world. Supply teacher conundrum. Now, the next thing I want to talk about in secondary school, the types of things that happen in secondary school, is the teacher that is always wanting the students to take more time in their test. Now, I don't think this is really what happens all the time. It just happened to me. So I'm not going to say the teacher's name or describe the teacher in any way, because I don't think they'll see this video anyway, but it'd be just, be the worst, wouldn't it? Based by this video. People probably know who I'm on about anyway, if you know what I mean. My friends will know, anyway. We'll carry on. So I was in maths. I will describe the lesson I was in, even though that gives away a massive clue. Knows who I'm talking about. Maths. So, a few of us spackers, because back in the day I was quite a back in the day, it was like a few years ago, but in school I was presented as a spacker, as a retard, to say the least. So so we were put into a different class to do like this weird exam. I think it was because I wasn't there a few days before, so I had to do the exam. So I went into the other room and I did the exam really quick. I did it really quick, maybe 15 to half an hour it took me to do. It should have took me like an hour, or maybe the whole lesson. So it took me about 15 to half an hour. I can't quite remember how long it was. So I've got my test, I finished it, so I go back into the class. Bear in mind, it's a room full of the students. I try and present the teacher with the test, and then they go, "You're not done. Go in there and finish the time." In my head, I'm like, "What the fuck? No, I've done it." She's like, "No." Oh, I just got the gender. She just goes, "No, you're not done. Take the test back and go to the other room and continue it. You're not done." She's like, "I'm having this go." It's like, what the fuck? And then I go back into the other room. Brilliant. And then the fucking TA. Oh my god, here comes the TA. Salting in like a fucking chicken on ice. Like, she's there. She grabs my paper. This TA has been my fucking enemy for the past 2 years of my GCSE years. She gets my paper, she looks at it, and instantly she's like, "Yeah, continue it." It's like, fuck's sake. She sits down, she's like, "Right, let's do this. I'm thinking, for fuck's sake, fuck off into the lesson where they need you. Oh, Jesus Christ. It was like standing in front of literal people looking at you, judging you, laughing at you, with the teacher that is literally laughing at you, judging you, telling you to go in the other room, and your friend is there laughing and judging you. I was like, for fuck's sake, could it get any worse that day? Oh, my voice, could it get any worse that day? Another thing is teachers that always want to be right, even though they're not always right. There you go. Anyway, that's my types of students. Not types of students, but types of things you would experience in a secondary school. That was a video, wasn't it? Like the video, subscribe for more of these. Comment down below if you want me to make more. I will make more anyway. Let me know if you want me to do primary experiences or primary school stuff, because not many people do primary school stuff. No, maybe people don't really remember it. Anyway, like the video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all very soon. And until then, ciao, peoples.